AI is getting so much better every day, and it's incredible what you can do, but some problems, they're still a tough nut to crack, and that's exactly what I'm going to try and do in the next hour or so as I work through some of the builds I'm working on with AI that don't require any humans. If you've dreamt of having AI agents that basically run around the clock and manage everything for you, then this is definitely what you need to watch. Thank you so much for watching, whether you're watching on demand or live. If you do happen to be here live, then do drop in the comments where, because I've made something here called Gaia Clipper. I was playing with this last week, and this is actually running live now, and it's connected to my X broadcast link. So I'm actually publishing this as well as a live stream on YouTube. Like, you can always go repost it as well. That would be really, really helpful. So over here, as you can see, this is watching my stream, and every 5 minutes, it's picking a highlight from my stream and then editing it with, yes, real AI models that I've selected. Now I'm experimenting a little bit here. I've picked Claude, but I've also got Gemini. I've got Codex on the go with new GPT 5.6. I've even got Grok there from XAI, or SpaceXAI, I should say now. And there's a picker model and an editor brain. So one model can do the picking of highlighted moments from my stream, and the other one decides how to edit. And I've been experimenting with this. At the moment, it's a 5-minute pick window, which is incredible. And then I've actually been working with this and getting it to make me layouts, because I also want to repurpose as 9:16, or if you like, vertical shorts. So it's actually designed me different layouts of how this could look, some of them with more overlapping captions than others, where we've got bars and stuff. And notice it's trying to focus on whatever the screen share is at the time. Not quite sure about the cam hero with the screen card. AI doesn't always get it right with computer vision. This one is nice and clean, the 50/50 cards with the captions in the middle. I love how clean this has worked out. And we've got set 2 because I reprompted this. This is an interesting one with a diagonal line, but obviously AI has clipped in on a weird, really weird area of the screen here, so I'm not sure that works. This one leaves a lot of dead space. This one is definitely interesting with the screen at the bottom and lots of captions. Very, very interesting. And this one with a little band at the side, this is actually quite unique. I quite like this. Probably like this one the best. Either this one or the retention bar where it scrolls along at the bottom. So lots of ideas going along here. Now, in addition to clipping everything in real time and trying to get it all posted out, it's also very interesting because I can do things like I can use AI powers to view exactly what's going on and improve on what it is I'm building. So if we actually look here and look at how I've been prompting this, I've actually been prompting it to give me different layouts of how short clips could look of live streams that I do. And this is the code I've got back. It's built me this temporary page. But earlier on, I fed it Gemini 3.5 Flash Video Understanding. Now, video understanding is a really interesting superpower from Google's Gemini models. And the fact that Google Gemini 3.5 Pro is about to drop, and a lot of people are saying, yep, it's even better than Fable 5 and even better than GPT 5.6. I think this might be one not to sleep on. So I'm going to get into prompting that in just a moment and see if we can do some more stuff with computer vision. But for now, let's say hi to Matt, who's in Bristol. We've got Mark, who's saying, please use plain English. Yes, sometimes I do go into the tech weeds. Taylor is in as well. Nice to see you, Taylor. I'm getting caching on YouTube. Hopefully the YouTube stream is nice and clean and crispy now. Let me know, everyone, if it's good, bad, or cutting out. And then we got Steven as well. YouTube notification fail constantly. Why does YouTube never send any notifications? Before I start building with another prompt, I wanted to actually show you this on my screen. This is actually Gaia stream right now that I'm using to send this stream. So obviously I use this to prepare the stream. I can now fold this away, and this is now showing, I've been working so hard at getting this working, a 40 megabit per second ingest, which is going out to YouTube in 4K 60 frames per second. We've got a restream feed that's going out to LinkedIn, an X live feed that's also going out as well, the ability to record my live stream. And what is really interesting is it's capturing my clean camera and screen ISOs, and this is such an interesting thing. I have to explain this to you. This absolutely blew my mind as I set a // goal at the weekend. This was built by AI, and there's a bit of a story behind this. Transcript is happening in real time with AI from AssemblyAI. You'll actually see here that every time I say something new, this will update with a new segment. New things will appear in the live transcript and be fed off to my clipper. And then we can see the bit rate. But another thing I'm really proud of here is my target loudness, showing if I'm actually loud enough on the YouTube stream. And actually, I can see I'm a little bit hot right now. I'm a little bit louder, probably on the upper edge of loud. But loud is better than quiet because YouTube will turn you down, but it definitely won't turn you up. So this is great. And I can even see over here in the chat, Steve is here on X as well, is watching live on X. This is beautiful. Isn't it it's a beautiful, beautiful piece of work. And actually, I wanted to update the look of Gaia Stream and get it looking a little more sort of modern and not so vibe coded, although there are vibe coding signs like these borders at the top. I know that seems to be the vibe coding trademark, doesn't it? But yeah, definitely taking some inspiration to get this cleaned up and looking nice. It's got a real-time live ticker showing how long I've been live. So a ton of stuff going on here, but I want to get into AI vision, or more specifically AI video vision, and see what we can get built. So Gaia Clipper is actually working. Now I want to show you this in real time because this is actually working and clipping my live stream in real time. Look at this, an AI agent that clips my live stream every 5 minutes. That's literally what I've spoken about for the first 5 minutes of the stream. And now it's being clipped by my AI agent. So it's refining boundaries around everything, and it will actually post this out with a link to watch my stream live on X. And I can actually choose the account. I've got Creator Magic and Mike Russell, and I've got an approve button here, which is really cool. So I'm leaving it as approval only, but I think in the future, because this is using the X API, so it's totally above board and legitimate, it's like perfectly fine to do that, which is great. I think eventually I will take the reins off once I can trust this. And AI, particularly on these kind of clipping of videos, it's a tough nut to crack. Let me tell you, it's a tough nut to crack. And before many of you come in and say, oh, Mike, why are you trying to solve this problem? It's already been done by, Riverside and, what's the other one? Opus Clip and places like Descript and all these podcasting apps. Yes, I know clipping of videos has been solved by a lot of these companies that have big distribution. Look at this, actually. It's just finished editing my clip. How cool is that? But I want to build something a little more custom. Now, I know under the hood, Opus, Riverside, all of these companies that are doing this at scale for a lot of clients, they're using the same AI models under the hood. They're using Claude, they're using GPT, they're using Gemini, right? But I think the secret sauce in building anything right now with AI is how you stitch AI together, how you get it doing tasks. That is definitely the secret sauce, and that is not an easy nut to crack. And you've got to go through, and it takes taste and human intervention to get it there. So let's actually have a look. I'm not actually going to play the audio because that will conflict with my audio. But look, there's so much going on in this Gaia Clipper. I've been sort of extending it and building it out over the last few days. You can see it's still finishing the edits while it's got the raw video that it's chosen here. So that's a 30-second clip. It's going to put captions on, karaoke style, with logos of companies if I mention them, and clean feeds. Now, this is the thing that blew my mind. And while this is editing, we'll actually see if we can get a real live clip in a moment that I can maybe post to X to show you how this works. Because I spoke about this at the tail end of last week, but I've been doing so many refinements to it, and I do want to show you the AI video understanding. It's actually really interesting. So I'm using my Mac Studio M1 to do my live stream. And the reason for that is I have all of my work here. I can show you things. I can easily connect to whatever projects I need to show you. And then I've got the Mac Studio M3 in the background that's running local AI and doing a lot of the heavy lifting. Now, what I found with my Mac Studio M1, and most actually consumer Macs, unless you get the really big meaty ones or the expensive ones that go from like $5,000 to $10,000, they tend to top out at really being able to encode one 4K stream or maybe 2 or 3 1080p streams at the same time. So that's great. If you're just doing 1080p, that's absolutely fine. But if you want to do more than that, and I insist on doing 4K 60 frames per second live, I know it sounds totally nuts, but my Mac Studio M1 tops out at that, all right? It can't take any more. And so every time I've tried to live stream a 4K 60 stream and also record clean ISOs of the camera and the screen, everything just stutters, it breaks down, and the streaming experience is really, really terrible. So I set a /goal for Claude Fable 5 over the weekend, and I basically said, go away and find out if there's a way you can not only stream the program, whatever I show here on OBS, so whatever button I push, whether I push this button and show you this angle, or this button and show you this angle, or back to my camera, I want you to have that as the feed that goes out to my live audience, but I also want you to get the clean tracks of my camera and my screen share so I can get my clipper to actually decide how it puts those things together and what it zooms in on, etc., etc. So it said, okay, well, we're not going to use your CPU because you need that to demo things. That will just bottleneck your computer. We're not going to touch the GPU because that's being consumed entirely by transcoding and streaming a 4K 60 stream. It said, but did you know that Apple has ProRes chips or parts of whatever you want to call internal bits that can do ProRes conversion of whatever it is you're doing. And they can do clean captures of your camera and screen at the same time as you stream in 4K 60. And I was like, mind blown. And it started trying all these different options until eventually it landed on the fact that it could make ProRes copies of both the camera and the screen share. And the only issue it was coming on, it was like, yeah, we can do this, but a 1 hour stream is going to consume 1 terabyte of your hard disk. And I was like, do you know what? I've got a NAS. I've got 2 terabytes here, 2 terabytes on the M3 Studio, but like 2 hours of live streaming and I've filled my max hard drive. This is just not sustainable. So I told the AI I can't do that. So what it's actually ended up doing, this is really clever. Let me show you. It's actually found another clip. Look, literally what I was talking about a moment ago. Everyone uses the same models. Stitching is the edge. What a great catchy post. And again, it's editing this for me in real time. So I've literally got AI agents editing this live stream in real time, ready to post on social media. Like I say, I'm controlling it. I'm human gating it at the moment. But eventually I'm going to have this on X, on Instagram, on TikTok. Like, you will not be able to go anywhere on the internet without seeing some kind of clip of a live stream that I do, because it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, isn't it? I come on, I do the live stream, I talk about stuff related to AI, things that you might want to hear about, things that other people might want to hear about, and then my AI agents go and make sure that gets the widest distribution possible. I can't think of a better dream of a way of automating the work you do. And I've stated this goal before, but my goal is literally to do this stream for 1 hour a day, and that's it. I have AI agents prepping me, working through the morning to prepare what I'm going to do, morning time here in Cyprus where I am. I come on, I do that hour of content, and then when I go off air, my AI agents work overnight distributing what I did that day. So that's kind of the flywheel I'm dreaming of, is that I build agents either side of me, and then I literally walk into this studio for 1 hour a day, talk about whatever's on my mind or whatever's been prepped for me, obviously put my human taste and spin on it, which is where, again, the secret sauce comes. This is definitely not an idea to make an AI slopification of the channel. I don't want to just read from a teleprompter and tell you latest news. There are so many other people talking about that kind of stuff. I want to come in, find stuff that I'm really genuinely interested in, and bring it to you in my own unique way. But the thing I struggle with, and I think a lot of creators struggle with this, is they either don't know what to talk about, or there's so much going on, they don't know what to pick or what is suitable. And the way I see this, and this melds into a lot of projects that are going on, stuff like Tank, which I see Steve is in the chat, also Mano in there as well, and Mark, who's still using Fable, which is good, doing insanely good work on Tank. People like Steve, people like Chris, other members of the community doing incredible work. This is an AI orchestration system of coding agents. And the idea is that you can actually have them get to know you. So where OpenClaw at the start of this year set the bar on, yes, we can make personal agents that remember things and get to know you, I want an OpenClaw of my live streams. And I want it to constantly be looking at what's performed well, the audience retention on YouTube, what was interesting, where people dropped off. Like, I am interested in a very deep analytical level as to the kind of content I'm doing, how it's impacting people, and how I can hook people in and retain people and basically grow a community of like-minded people who want to do the same thing. And I've got to be honest with you, actually, it's really interesting. Like, for me, Tank over the past few weeks, Tank, by the way, if you've just joined in and you're like, what is this Tank? So Tank is an AI coding orchestration system. That's the best way to describe it. It basically orchestrates command line AI models like Claude, like Codex, like Grok, like Gemini. But it's not just for coding, it's orchestration of everything. So I found myself recently, well, let me actually show you. Lots of these clips are getting clipped up, so I'll be able to show you these in a second. But over here, I've done stuff like making flight search AI agents. And what is really cool about the flight search AI agent is I've got it looking for things like, and this is insane, because this is all running locally on my local network. I've had it finding trips that I want to take recently with pricing, availability, and recommendations. Also, I asked it to see if it can find me a full self-driving Tesla rental on Turo for when I visit Chicago. And what is really, really cool is it can go out and find these answers. But I've tied in things like MCP servers so that it can go out. It's using, I found this insane MCP over the weekend called Kiwi MCP. And Kiwi is actually absolutely amazing. It can go out, it can find you flights, and it can find you the best combination of flights. And I had it finding flights and coordinating trips for me later in the year. It's really quite insane. And then I couldn't find a one that could reliably get me hotel listings. There doesn't seem to be an MCP server for that. But I've got to say, like, I've never seen so much development in the MCP world since I was last heavily playing with it. I've now plugged in Apify, which you might have heard me talk about on the channel previously. I've used Apify a lot. Big fan of what they do. Even done a few videos with them in collaboration with them. And I just plumbed in the Apify MCP. Apify, for those of you that don't know, it's basically a huge orchestrated web scraping service, but it can pretty much, if Apify can't get the data you want from the internet, then it's probably not gettable. And I didn't even tell it which actor to use. You get actors on Apify, and it went out and it said, I found this booking.com actor, this hotels.com actor, and it was finding me the best deals. And what blew my mind is I set Fable 5 on a long-running goal over the weekend, and it's found me some insane deals for later this year that I'm like, that's a hack. And, it's going to be different for everyone, right? Depending if you're based somewhere in the United States, right, where you have to get to a certain airport or you only have certain options, or maybe you're distant from an airport, or your options are limited. Remember when I lived in the UK, I lived on the Isle of Wight. It always involved a ferry trip as well as an airport trip. Now here in Cyprus, we have 2 airports, but usually if you want to go a longer distance, you have to hop. So you have to go, Paphos or Larnaca to like Frankfurt or Amsterdam or even London, and then you can get to most other places in the world. However, saying that, Larnaca is great for like the Middle East and the Far East. And it was finding me insane hacks. It was like, oh, if you want to get here, why don't you go to Athens first and then go out here? And I was like, wow, I never thought of that. It ties together. Anyway, so much you can do. Let's get into AI vision in a minute. We've got Brian Link, who's in the house. Brian from the community, nice to see you there. And who's not really Brian. John, right? But sorry, Brain Link, Brian. I don't know why I'm calling you Brian. It's Brain. Retroable. Hey, Mike. How would something like what you're building work with a sort of live selling platform, clipping highlighted moments? You could absolutely do that. So when you say live selling platform, I think of like QVC. You guys know QVC, right? The old like TV you could switch on any time of day, and it would have a running ticker along the bottom. This would be insane for it. So imagine you have this live clipper watching everything, and every 5 minutes it pulls out the golden nuggets from your stream and posts them immediately to socials. But it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, because then you grab those highlights, post them out, pull more audience into your live stream while you're live, not just after the event. Jason. Sorry. Yeah, that's it. I'm with you now, Jason. On the same train of thought, Michael says, I do a fully integrated plan for what city to visit. So like in Paris, we'll plan visiting the Louvre or the best tickets and bus operators. This is fantastic. Malbol says, awesome, Mike. Always wanted to visit Cyprus and only ever flown over the island. You have to visit Cyprus. It's one of my favorite countries in the world. I love Cyprus. Awesome place. Yes, so many names across the apps, right? So anyway, let me start a prompt going, and then we'll get into the wonderful Gaia Clipper and have a look how it's doing. So Gemini Flash video experiment. This is how it started. So I'd maybe let's get this going. Oh, hang on, it's using the wrong audio. So we need to actually get the audio on my thing correct, which is not always correct. And then I should be able to speak to my lovely thing. There we go, Rodecaster. All right, now we should be good. Okay, this is all really good. So as you'll see, there are a few clips starting to come into Gaia Clipper from my own live stream. I'm actually doing a live stream now. What I'd like you to do is I'd like you to look at the clips that have already been pulled in. And you know the Gemini 3.5 Flash video understanding model? I would like you to use it to analyze the clean camera and screen share of the clips that have been pulled in so far. And I don't want you to do anything right now. I just want you to use that model to look at it frame by frame, pull down what's happening, especially on the screen share, and say how these short clips could be enhanced based on what is being shown on the screen. And we'll let that transcribe and go in the box. I'll say, present me a high-level executive report here so I can act on it, and give me a few options. So this is Gemini 3.5 Flash video understanding. Now, you may or may not have seen video understanding from Gemini, but if you haven't seen it, it's an absolutely freaking insane model. And, you know, I still don't think that a lot of people know that this exists. So let me actually bring this on the screen and show it to you. So here it is. Let me just stretch this out a little bit so you can see it. Video understanding from Gemini. And the best thing is Google keep this up to date. So it's not just what was happening in the past. This is up to date. So how can I summarize for you what's going on there? So first of all, Google's Gemini, it's looking at the video, like frame by frame. It's not like 30 frames or 60 frames per second. It's 1 frame per second. So the video would kind of be like that, kind of robotic. But it's enough to be able to pull in the context it needs. It's really, really cool. So look at this. It's got a file API. So on paid, you can upload up to 20 gigabytes of video, or 2 gigs if you're using a free tier, which is insane. So yeah, recommended use case here, file API. But that may only be if you need really huge files. If you've got like, you know, smaller files, you could probably upload it without the file API. It can also store stuff in the cloud, but you can also put in public URLs to YouTube videos. Again, I don't think people know that Gemini can be used out the box to analyze YouTube videos, and we might do that in a moment. That might come in really handy. But look at this, you upload a video file, and look at this, the model being used is Gemini 3.5 Flash to analyze the content on the screen. And look at this, pass the video data in line, you can do all of this, pass in YouTube URLs and stuff like that. And look at this, if you're on the free tier, you can't upload more than 8 hours of YouTube a day. 8 hours of YouTube for free a day. I think people are sleeping on how good Gemini really is. Yeah, for prior models to Gemini 2.5, only 1 video per request. But after that, you can do 10 videos per request. So it's not just 1 video, you can literally put in, this is like a notebook LM of video understanding. So it's absolutely awesome, 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 awesome. Park West Nomad is asking, where can we see Tank? Where can we actually get hold of it? So Tank is available if you join the community, and I'll make sure to link the address to join up to the community. But you can go to mrc.fm/CMC if you want to check it out. Steve is asking, how much RAM does your M1 have? Your M3 is the big boy relic. It is indeed. So the M1 Studio has 32 gigs of RAM, and then my big boy M3 Mac Studio Ultra has 256 gigs of unified RAM. So the M1 is not a small model. I've had it a while now. Let's have a look and see how we're doing over here. Okay, so we can see it's gone first clip analyzed. Quick, I'll check depth once all 3 land. So let's look in the terminal and see what's going on here. You're live now, so I'll keep it strictly read only. This is good. Great material. Mike is demoing the Clipper dashboard himself. Excellent. Gemini analysis of 3 today's clip. Everything's getting analyzed here. So in a second, we're going to have a really nice high-level report. But this is not just my audio transcription or anything like that, or like a few frames from the video. This is literally every frame of the video being analyzed, which is the awesome, awesome thing. All right. Gaia Stream is working really well, pumping out my stuff. It says a bit of SRT packet loss, which is interesting. But yeah, we've got the live transcript going. We've got the loudness being monitored here and all the stuff that happens in post, like finalizing, transcribing, uploading chapters to YouTube, things like that. Now, let's go over here. Oh yes, we looked at this earlier, how some of my shorts could actually look, but let's look at Gaia Clipper. Whoa, loads of these clips are being pulled in. So let's look at some that have already been pulled and edited. Is the one? Yes, this one has been pulled and edited. Again, I'm not going to play the audio because it will conflict with what's going now. Or maybe actually we could play a little bit. Let's play a little bit and watch this. So this is what completely has been orchestrated by 2 Claude models back to back and a bit of Gemini to give a second opinion on things. So I'm chaining together a lot of AI to make this work. Let's play. So over here, as you can see, this is watching my stream, and every 5 minutes, it's picking a highlight from my stream and then editing it with, yes, real AI models that I've selected. Now I'm experimenting a little bit here. I've picked Claude, but I've also got Gemini. I've got Codex on the go with new GPT 5.6. I've even got Grok there from XAI, or SpaceXAI, I should say now. And there's a picker model and an editor brain. So one model can do the picking of highlighted moments from my stream, and the other one decides how to edit. Hey, do you know what? That's not bad. One of the biggest problems I had initially was the fact it was clipping mid-word, and I completely sorted that out by getting Fable 5 to do a /goal again over the weekend, and it's totally tightened up how to correctly clip things. And even I've used some of the bigger clippers and shorts creators from some companies that will remain nameless that still clip me mid-word or do really dodgy edits. But this is solvable, and Fable 5 went out and literally solved it for me this weekend. And I love the fact that this is not an easy nut to crack, creating shorts or highlight reels or clips that you can share to social media. But I believe it's one worth solving really well. Now, I would be almost okay to publish that, but I still think another gate needs to go on this because of the reason it made just one mistake that I picked up on. It actually called it GPT 5.66, if you see there. GPT 5.66, sadly. So it was almost perfect. And also it seems to like zoom in on my forehead as well, which is really weird. We've got other stuff coming through. These are being finished up. So this one is queued. You can see this is all going through and it's running on the big beast. Okay. Here's another one that's been clipped. Maybe this one will be better. This is 1 minute. Let's just play a little bit. I'll play the in and out maybe. And before many of you come in, oh no, that one hasn't been captioned yet. So it's probably going to take, oh, boundary words mismatch. Okay, so that one didn't quite go through. So we've just got this one that's ready to post at the moment. So it takes some time for these to complete, but that's because I'm running a lot of heavy AI on these clips. But very interesting. I wonder, let's have a look. I can see the Gemini 3.5 Flash video experiment has completed. What do we got here? Mirimag says, might be the tool from GenSpark AI to transcribe videos. It's one of the tools that kept me going. So I'm not using anything from GenSpark. Actually, to do the transcripts, I'm using AssemblyAI. I've always found their universal model to be really accurate. I know a lot of people are a fan of 11 Labs, but 11 Labs Scribe. But for me, it has to be AssemblyAI. So there you go. So that's interesting. And then Mark says, my boss wants me to sort 800 plus boxes. Each box has 1,500 to 2,500 pages. Oh my goodness. Sounds like you're having a bit of a deal going on there, Mark. Okay, so while we wait for the AI to do more clipping, let's look back at this. Okay. Analyze the 3 complete clips from today. So you demoing the Clipper dashboard, 34.5 seconds, screen essential high. I read the UI. Yep, the dashboard fields, amazing. All right, fantastic. So it's given me lots of stuff. The order I'd rank them. Analysis stage, the editor brain. Interesting. All right. Can you make a few samples to show, hang on, let's do this with voice. Can you make a few samples showing how this would work? Give me a few examples of how you'd edit those clips and maybe do some flashy effects and transitions as well, and present them to me on a new web page, please. So let's get these edited up and see what comes out. Michael says, we're planning to spend 2 years in Europe, spending 1 month in each country. And in the afternoon, visit a nice place. AI is budgeting meals, hotel rooms, and visas. This is incredibly good. Very, very good. Some interesting stuff. Interesting that Steve says X is occasionally stuttering as well. I wonder if that's my Gaia stream playing up here. I can see actually it's sending my clips out at a lower bit rate than I'm used to. Usually X goes out at 9 megabits per second and restream at 5 or 6. So it's interesting that, and we're getting some transient errors showing up here. So I think we might not be out of the woods, and that might be because I got the clean ISOs. So it actually renders both of these ISOs out in ProRes, which is very, very disk heavy. And then the M3 Ultra actually transcodes them into HEVC in real time. And I wonder if that is what's happened, the fact that I'm overloading things. But you can actually see this is my Mac Studio M1 here. If I go into camera, see it's creating these big, huge, look at this, 8 gigabyte 1 minute files. That's a 1 minute file, then another 1 minute file, look at this. And each file is 8 gigabytes. So that's a lot of transit rolling through. I've actually connected my M1 to my M3 via a Thunderbolt 4 cable now to get that stuff through. But then that goes on to Gaia, and you'll see actually we've got, is it sessions here, I think? Yeah, oops, let's not open those. But yeah, we've got stuff being transcoded all the time. So I wonder if we've got a heavy, and these are finalized versions. We're probably using a lot of compute right now on my M3 Ultra, and I wonder if I'm taxing it, because I thought the M3 Ultra, because it's got so much going on, it's probably almost unlimited, but maybe even the M3 Ultra has limits to it, which is actually quite interesting. Let's go ahead and look at the screen sharing for Gaia. Let's see if we can get Gaia up on the screen. And then, yeah, what I wanted to do is show you, let's actually make this big. So this is Gaia in real time. And look at this, actually we're using a lot of CPU. This is transcoding, more CPU than GPU actually at the moment. GPU is only when I use local AI, but look how the CPU is spiking up. Quite a lot of the cores are being used because it's literally transcoding my stream in real time, all the time, twice, which is probably a little bit taxing. I'm probably gonna have to dial this in. My initial idea was that I was gonna feed the camera ISO and the screen ISO directly to AI and get it to make an editor's cut of whatever it wants to publish of mine out to different social networks. So there you go. Very, very interesting indeed. Let's see how Tank is getting on with this Flash video generation experiment. Interesting. Making real rendered samples with effects means building a small experimental remotion comp in the bench area. So it's got a little bench area where it's testing this stuff out. And okay, so it's creating a to-do list and working on this. This will be very interesting to see how it works. Very interesting. I've been running a ton of experiments recently, and I'm really enjoying playing with things. Something else I actually have been meaning to show you for a while, because I'm always experimenting with things. I made something as well called ThumbLab, and I think I was showing this to you the other week, but I wanted to experiment making good thumbnails with different AI models. And I'm also trying different prompt techniques, because again, anyone can use an AI model, but it's how you chain them together and how you prompt them. So I'm literally running every model back to back. I'm hooking GPT Image 2 into Seedream 4.5, into Gemini, into Nano Banana with different prompts and different things. And I'm literally going through and star rating them to feed back to AI. And I've gone for like, ask a burning question, do Mr. Beast bright style. So as you can see, these are kind of Mr. Beast style thumbnails here. And then I'm finding other thumbnails that work across the web. This one is a burning question, but with the anti-thumb, the kind of dark thumbnail. So very dark with just some text. And then we've got Neo Minimalist here. Also the ability to create Mr. Beast with fact stats, because apparently having stats in your thumbnail is good. Obviously that has to apply to something. So maybe 239 terabytes would be my new Clipper's bandwidth. Like so many different things, so I can literally dial in which thumbnail style do I want to go forward with. These are actually quite interesting too. Code to web page, very, very nice. All using the same reference image. It's live. Look at this, artifacts. That's actually the one I used when I published last week. And all of these really, really insane. But again, I'm running multiple split tests, and I keep prompting my AI recursively. I'm like, test, change the test, test again. And then it's real human feedback going in. I like this, I don't like that. I like this, I don't like that. And I'm feeding back to it constantly. So when I'm doing the video clippers, literally, when I built it and I was playing with it last week, it was absolutely awful. Like, it was zooming in on my forehead. It had no idea where I was in the frame. It was showing random parts of my screen. And every time I had to be really specific. So it's almost like open claw-like in the way I'm feeding back to the project. And I'm getting it to remember. And I'm saying, like, save this to memory, save this to Agents MD. And I'm like, zoom here. Look, you're zooming here. Look at the text. Read what's on the screen. Decide where you want to go. Look at where my cursor is. Things like that. And I want to dial it in. So literally, I want the most world-class real-time stream clipper working. And I really believe it's possible with the bleeding edge AI. And there are so many ways that we can go with it. So anyway, just a few ideas. Yeah, but really so much going on. And I'm really impressed already, because like already this is like posting out the clips to X. In fact, I haven't posted anything out yet, but you can see here on my account now, this is indeed live and pinned. Interesting that it's not showing as live on X. I think actually X have this thing now that when you post a stream, you have to actually click in it to watch it, which is funny. But people are watching on X now. It's nice to have you guys watching on X. Creator Magic has posted it. And it actually really encouraged me. The Black-Eyed Hat Man. Hello to you, Black-Eyed Hat Man. You were on my X feed. In fact, Black-Eyed Hat Man is also a member of my community as well. So it's nice to have you in there. Some brilliant contributions over the weekend, by the way. But he's actually tagged in TBPN and Gary Vaynerchuk as well, saying, check out what Mike Russell is doing with live clipping of streams. This is really, really awesome. I'll actually reply to you now. So grateful for this share. Trying to get the AI models to clip streams the right way. It's a task, but I'm determined to do it. There we go. And let's put in an emoji of, yes, this. There we go. Very nice. So very, very grateful for that. Black-Eyed Hat Man was kind enough to say, such a wild innovation using AI to clip live streams, which is totally wild. And I have to say, at the moment, it's a bit of an experiment doing these live streams. And I have to be honest with you, my judgment is still out as to whether live streaming on a regular basis like this is an effective strategy for the channel. I used to do a lot more pre-recorded videos, and I still do pre-recorded videos. But more and more I've been thinking, can I make the crux of what I do every day a live stream and have AI agents prepare me and clip me afterwards? And sometimes AI is phenomenal and does everything the right way on like one prompt. Sometimes it takes 2 prompts. I'm happy if it even takes 3 prompts. But then sometimes, and this is why I think, everyone, the fire hose on X is like, bro, AI is so cool, it's replacing us all. And then I do tough things like this, and I realize that AI needs a lot more coaching to get it exactly as you want. Because I'll have those eureka days where I'm like, oh my goodness, it's edited my whole 8-minute long form video in one prompt. Like Fable 5/goal, go and make a cup of coffee, come back, my whole video is ready, I can hit publish. Those are the great days. Those are the days I feel invincible. And then I'll come back, same model, Fable 5, 3 days later, and I'm prompting it 7 prompts later. I've nearly lost all my hair. And I'm like, you zoomed in on my forehead. Why did you do that? You put a block over that. You covered my face with a caption. And it will just do dumb things. And it's like, one day AI is like phenomenal. The other day, it's like split personality. And I don't understand it. Whether it's just like cranking down that hardness really hard so you really squeeze out exactly the result you want. But I certainly don't think we are fully there yet in terms of AI having everything 100% automated. It needs a lot of human taste to make it good. And this is where I think there's still a big moat. It is the chaining together of AI ideology, AI prompts, and all of that stuff. And I can actually... I'd love to see if I can find it for you. I did a massive test. It was in my thumbnail lab. I made something. I wonder if it's still online. It might have gone off, but I did like a really, really good prompt. I might have actually lost what I was looking for. Essentially, yeah, I did really good prompt. Let me have a look, see if I can find something here. Or it might still be live. Is it live? Yes, it's live. Okay, really interesting. Let me show you this, and let me show you why AI is super sloppy without human direction. Okay, if we go here, this was my original test with ThumbLab. I'm calling it ThumbLab at the moment. 203 generations, keeping track of what I'm spending in terms of credits to the AI image generation models, chucking money at FAL, at Google, at OpenAI, at Replicate, at XAI, all of this. And I get AI going on loops, like running prompts at all these different models and testing what works and what doesn't. And I do this on a lot of tasks that I want to automate, because I want to find the best AI model and the best prompt. And I believe I've done that with a lot of tasks in life. One thing that's so simple that I automated recently is literally automating the chapters that appear on the live streams I do on YouTube. So imagine this, you do a live stream on YouTube, it's an hour long, it's 2 hours long, it's one massive block, and you have to go in and you have to do the chapter markers, right? That is such a laborious task, and not all AI models get it right. Some hallucinate what's actually in the video, some hallucinate the timestamps. I ran a harness and beat the heck out of it and found that Gemini 3.5 Flash is just hands down the best. And also it'll do SEO optimized chapter markers. It's really cool stuff. So have a look at this, why I think AI is sloppy unless you direct it. Look at this. This was foul with like just generic stuff, like as a spoke test. It's just, hello, it's literally me with a laptop, hello. And this one is not even me with Flux Pro. It just completely did not nail it. Some of these do not nail it and look terrible. Now, if we go down, I want to show you some of the things. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's try and find, ignore this, this is weird. Okay, look at this. This one just looks so like an AI-generated thumbnail. But wait, it's using Gemini 3.1 Flash image. That's Nano Banana. And yet, look at this. All these repeating icons here. This just looks so AI-generated. And this little AI, why on earth does it put like an AI brain in something that has no AI in the title? Is this like a little watermark to just say, hey, AI-generated? It's just awful. It's got AI written all over it, this thumbnail. This one is no better. Yes, it's simpler, but it hasn't done much. This one put the title over my head. This is Nano Banana Lite, so I definitely can't use that. Again, we're using S1 Direct. And what I want to be very specific on here is that I am basically saying, this is what the video is about, make an image. Okay, no further prompting than that. And then I go and look at this. So AI generated, this one, terrible. All right, and we move down, and as we move down, some of these are looking a little bit better, but still not great. And as we go further down the list, the prompts, look at this. This one is so AI generated. Again, direct prompt, you get slop out. That is AI slop. This is total AI slop, this thumbnail. That's sloppy. This is absolutely freaking terrible. It's supposed to be a YouTube thumbnail and it's got the YouTube logo in the top left. I mean, what is going on? But then as we get further down to the tasty thumbnails, again, AI slop, AI slop. Look at this with U2 minis. What on earth is that? Using Seedream 4.5 in a direct prompt. But as we go down, in fact, rather than going down, I'm going to go to the prompts that I landed on. And the strategy was S6 taxonomy. And look at this. Now we're getting thumbnails that are a lot more simple, a lot more straightforward. Look at this. Some of these models like this model, Flux 2, for some reason, always made me look evil. Like everything else, Seedream made me look super happy, like a Disney character. But Flux 2, you'll see. I mean, this one made me look cross-eyed. I mean, what on earth is this? And then we got Nano Banana. This one, yeah, Seedream. Yeah, it's the cuddly cartoon character. This is interesting. This one has blown me out. Yeah, I mean, what's going on? Honestly, game over. Yes, that's it. This one is not bad, you see? This one is excellent. Seedream 4.5 is definitely an AI model that's cheap at 4 cents per generation. I think Seedream 4.5, a Chinese AI image generation model, has really gone unnoticed. And what I will say after extensive testing, I think GPT Image 2 is really good, but I think Seedream version 4.5 is just about on the same level as GPT Image 2, which I would say GPT Image 2 is the best AI generation model for images, full stop right now. So it's kind of like saying for code generation and AI chat, maybe Fable 5 still just about takes the ground, but GPT 5.6 is like super close to it, like super close. I'd say it's the same with GPT Image 2 and Seedream 4.5, and that surprised me. That's why I run these harness tests, because you never know what's going to come out. Steve says, I think AI is their problem. It's the providers can tweak the model instructions. Yes, Steve. Yes, you're so right on that. They can tweak the instructions under the hood, or even the quants, that's right, that we're getting in real time. So consistent results are going to come from local. That is, man, Steve, yeah, you're speaking my language. You are speaking my language. Yes, I am with you 100% on that. Yes, when we have a local model, we can basically squeeze the same result out of it every time. But with cloud and frontier models, what we can't control is the fact that, yes, they will be tweaking the system prompts all the time. Yes, they will be changing the quants, which basically means the strength of intelligence that we get from one moment to another. And that, I don't know about you, but that's so noticeable with something like Claude Code. When I wake up first thing in the morning here in Cyprus and I have my cup of coffee, you know, first thing in the morning, flip open the laptop, play with Claude Code. It's lightning fast. It does everything amazing. It's brilliant. It's because my wonderful friends in the US are all sleeping. And then the moment the US wakes up about 1, 2 in the afternoon here in Cyprus, Claude becomes super dumb. Like everyone is using Claude Code. But first thing in the morning, oh my goodness, it's a golden hour. There's a little window in the morning where I try to do really heavy stuff with Claude. And I guess, again, with things like Tank, you can automate that. You can set up scheduled tasks to call on Claude. Can't even say it now. Call on Claude in the middle of the night. Interesting that Mike is saying YouTube Studio can create chapters. Very interesting. But this is what I want to get done. I want it all automated for me, working through the night, so that it's all sorted. I don't want to have to do that. And what is amazing is, like, I want things to be instant. So the moment I finish this live stream and click stop stream, immediately my AI agents spin into action. So I literally can sleep and have my AI agents work for me. And you'll come back to this live stream in, say, maybe 3, 4, 5 minutes maximum after it ends. And it will already have time-accurate timestamps. And you know, even though AI is analyzing everything, and don't kid yourself, Gemini is already analyzing every video on YouTube. So it well knows the content, but still you can get slight edges, particularly in SEO and the other crawlers like Perplexity grabbing your content. If you're answering questions in your chapters, and that's how I've prompted Gemini 3.5 Flash to make the chapters, the other LLMs, ChatGPT, people like Claude, they're going to pick up your content and surface it in the results. Steve says, all Claude agents have been idiots since Friday, and especially bad today. Yes. What is going on, man? What is going on? And maybe you're right, like, local is the future. It's just, yeah, need to really get into dialing into using local more and more. And that, in all honesty, is probably the way. And that actually gives me inspiration. I wonder if I could get a local AI model to edit my videos. Talking about that, I have not looked at the Gaia Clipper to see what work it's done recently. So let's review some of the clips, because I've been yapping away here, but my agents have been working for me. So we reviewed this earlier. This one was good, apart from the fact it said GPT 5.66 instead of 6. This one got through. It's got a clean pass, so let's play it. That's a minute long. And I've stated this goal before, but my goal is literally to do this stream for 1 hour a day, and that's it. Nice. I have AI agents prepping me, working through the morning to prepare what I'm going to do, morning time here in Cyprus, where I am. I come on, I do that hour of content, and then when I go off air, my AI agents work overnight, distributing what I did that day. So that's kind of the flywheel I'm dreaming of. Is that I build agents either side of me, and then I literally walk into this studio for 1 hour a day, talk about whatever's on my mind or whatever's a little bit. Let's just scrub through the rest of that, see how it ends. Bring it to you in my own unique way. Yeah, it's got the clipping of clips, very nice. Let's see if I can find one I'd actually post to X here. What's this? AI found a chip in my Mac I never knew existed. Oh, talking about ProRes. It said, but did you know that Apple has ProRes? Something's going on. I'm definitely out of sync there. So again, as you can see, it keeps zooming in on things and doing confetti. I like the little confetti animation on the brain. That's cool. That's creative. You see, AI has those moments of genius where it'll do things like this. And then it will go and zoom in on my forehead. I don't know why it does that. Okay, so that's interesting. This one failed. This one is queued. This one is editing. What else have we got here? These are all being edited. So nothing else really that is ready to post. And nothing I would let through the gate today, sadly. So, yeah. I mean, it is what it is. It's okay. But it takes a lot of work to get that kind of stuff perfect. So maybe nothing ready yet for prime time, but it's nice to know that this does work, that this is available to post out my live stream, and it can be done with ease. What else have we got? I solve 70 to 80%, maybe 90% of OCR, optical character recognition, right? I can buy machines from China. I had an idea. Interesting. Well, yeah, I mean, that I guess is pretty solvable, right? But it's just a case of building and refining as much as you can to get things working. Yeah, interesting. I'm almost tempted to post this out, although I don't know. It's almost perfect, that one, isn't it? We could almost post that, couldn't we? What do you think? Go on, guys, vote in the chat. Give me a +1 in the chat if you think I should post my goal is 1 hour on camera a day. That is it. If you think that's good enough, that 1-minute clip to post out to X, it's actually not bad, is it? I could stick it out there. And this is the eventual flywheel, is to have stuff like this edited on automation and posted for me while I'm live. I probably need to instruct it not to zoom so close to me. Like, I don't think there's any need to get that close to my head, as nice as it is. But I think the only problem is really genuinely interested in and bring it to you in my own. Oh no, the lips are in sync there. Mike's given me a +1. Let's see. Let's go back. Let's play this bit. The flywheel I'm dreaming of is that I build agents either side of me. Okay, this one's good. So what should we say? All right, let's approve and see if it goes live. So it should go live on my Creator Magic. So this is Mike Russell, which is presently live and working, which is good. But let's go to Creator Magic AI. Let's go here and have a look. Okay, cool. So yeah, we haven't posted anything recently here. So let's actually go ahead. All right, I'm going to approve this just to test that it's working. So if I click approve with Creator Magic, it should post it to X via the X API. Approve, boom, published. Is it, oh, publishing? So it's sent, oh, look at this, transcoding for X, H.264 1080p. Okay, so Gaia's doing the heavy lifting behind the scenes there. We'll let it rock and roll. While this is happening, Dave says, what does everyone think about automated captions over videos? I personally can't stand them. Too distracting. Interesting. I think they're still attention grabbers, aren't they? So they're probably helpful, especially if you're looking to target the short form audience, right? With the low attention span, you want to get in, get to the point, show some captions. Lots of people still watching on mute. So I think absolutely necessary if you can do. Definitely worth doing. So what have we got? Mark says, I guess 1 hour plus a few more minutes doesn't change. AI can be very good. So ideal should be 1 hour plus 40 minutes. Interesting. Okay. I've been informed that's been posted. So let's check on Creator Magic if that went out. And boom, there it is. It's even linking. Okay, so maybe I'll pin that post now to the Creator Magic profile. Look at this. So I think that's incredibly good. And I love the way I've got Gemini trained to do very short posts. Like I don't want essays on X. I want my goal, literally what I've spoken about here. And then a watch now arrow pointing you to the live stream, which I think is super important. And I can see actually this has already been reposted. So this live stream is actually showing here now. but I love the fact that this is linking to it. So if I were to click that link, it would take me straight into the live that's happening right now on X, which is also absolutely awesome. So that is the flywheel build there with the Gaia Clipper that I'm working on. And the best thing is, if I want to change the brain out, I can swap. But probably I'm going to do what Steve says, and I'm going to try and lean a lot more on local AI and try and get local AI dialed in to the point at which it can literally make decisions and make edits for me. This would be absolutely epic, but definitely proving that there is a lot possible here. Yeah, and the fact it pulls in the broadcast link here and it publishes it out, this is all absolutely fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. Stuff is being edited all the time. This one is now finished. My AI clipper was zooming in on my forehead. Let's play this one. So it's almost like open claw-like in the way I'm feeding back to the project, and I'm getting it to remember, and I'm saying like, save this to memory, save this to Agents MD, and I'm like, zoom here, look, you're zooming here, look at the text, read what's on the screen, decide where you want to go, look at where my cursor is, things like that, and I want to dial it in. So literally, you know, it's not perfect. I definitely need to pull it off the reins a bit. I think it's going a little bit too nuts, but it does clip the in and out really nicely. It does pretty much nail the captions. But having a second or third pass on these clips to get them really secured, maybe we use the frontier to do the heavy, complicated work, and then get a local AI model that is absolutely harnessed in the right way to do the final check and like thumbs up. Okay, this is ready to go live. So yeah, it's interesting. Still a lot more to build, a lot more to get created. But you know, slowly just building these things out, building these tools to do things. So much video understanding is the big win with Gemini. If you're not using it with Gemini 3.5 Flash, I actually would love to test this. Actually, if we go back to my Gaia Clipper, I would like to see if I can run a test here. So if we go to the Gemini 3.5 Flash experiment, I would like it to let's pull in a few of my short form videos. So let's copy a few links. Can you use, oh, hang on, let's speak to this. Can you use the video understanding from Gemini 3.5 Flash to look at these 3 videos and tell me the highlight from each video that should be clipped into a short? Make it no more than 30 seconds for each video. And so we'll see if this can work. And then we'll put in one of my latest videos. These are just short form videos, not live streams, because otherwise we'll be here all day. Let's put in 3 of my most recent pre-recorded video URLs and see how Gemini video understanding works with those 3 YouTube links. Be very interesting. Anyway, we'll just let that roll for the next few minutes and then maybe see if it comes up with a result. But thank you so much for watching this live stream. Hope you've got a lot out of it. And if you've got any questions or anything you'd like me to work on in a future live stream or look at or discuss, let me know. Leave a comment down below because I always like to hear from you. And definitely give me a follow on X as well, because X is where it's happening, publishing live out there as well as LinkedIn. Actually, I do frequently stream on LinkedIn, and I've got to keep an eye on that. LinkedIn tends to get a lot of feedback after the event. If you want to follow me on X, I'll drop the link into the live chat so you can check that out. But yeah, absolutely go ahead, take a look at X, and LinkedIn also works actually. Let's bring LinkedIn in over here. Let's pull that up there. So happening now, look at this, and we can actually go in, view the event. I think we can go in. Oh, look at this. We've got stag signs in here. Let's like that and say Gemini was debugging, my favorite for a long time. It seemed to retain memory better than all others. Gemini 3.5 live preview has been pretty cool. Yeah, I'm going to reply actually. I agree. Gemini seems to be one of the best and most consistent models when you need something doing well for a long period of time. There we go. Let's reply to stag signs. Boom. Reply. And then let's go in and make sure this event is streaming okay on LinkedIn. I think it is. Oh, that's my analytics, but can I actually go in and play back? Yes, I can over here. It's always quite nice to see and check that everything works okay. I think it does. I think this live stream is working. Yes, it is working. So everything is beautiful there. Everything is beautiful on X. And what's happening over here with the experiment? Gemini's API can ingest YouTube URLs directly, so I'll run one analysis call per video from Gaia, asking for the single strongest sub 30-second highlight with exact timestamps. So we'll let that roll away and work on it, and maybe I'll present the results in a future live stream. But as you can see, this is definitely starting to work well. In fact, yeah, it's pumping in the Gemini API key to get the results here. Maybe we'll hang on for a moment because I feel like it might come back with something. Let me actually put it in that window so you can see better what the result is when it comes in. But yeah, really exciting stuff. And definitely worth looking into and not sleeping on, I would say. And I'm loving the potential of Gaia Clipper in the future. So we've already got one thing that's been posted, which is great. AI found a chip in my Mac I didn't know existed. Love this. Claude gets dumb the moment America wakes up. That's a controversial one. If that clip comes out well, I might post that one. That'd be hilarious. Seedream 4.5 is 4 cents and matches GPT image 2. I mean, in terms of like, you know, clickbait titles or attractive titling of posts, I think AI is nailing it. I'm still not 100% happy with the clips that it produces, but we're getting closer and closer. One day AI is phenomenal, the next it's split personality. This is brilliant. It's clipping me in a genius way. How I automated my YouTube chapter markers, it genuinely is pulling out the gold from all of my live streams, which is fantastic and exactly the way I want it. So I'm happy with that. This has taken some time to call the Gemini API, so I wonder if we will get a result or not in the next few minutes. We'll hang in here though. Yes. So thank you for joining me on this live stream, and always feel free to like and subscribe to the channel because that's how you get the notifications. If YouTube does indeed send notifications, Steve has told me that recently YouTube is not sending notifications out, and I am not sure why. But we'll try and get that fixed so we can get things working correctly. Okay, that's finished up. So let's have a look what it pulled back. Yeah, Claude Code artifacts, Claude in Slack, and eBay agent video. It nailed it. The payoff beat the Slack notification with best eBay Mac Mini I found. Very nice. The Morpheus moment, Claude, what is life about? And then it says it's like talking to Morpheus from the Matrix. Claude Code artifacts, it's literally cloned me from radio. Awesome. So it's found 3 very, very, very good things here just in a moment, a minute. So do not sleep on Gemini 3.5 Flash video understanding. I think it is really cool. And again, as always, thanks for joining me on these live streams. I hope they're entertaining you. If this has hit you in some way, if it's given you an idea or sparked something off, let's keep the discussion going. Post at me on X, at iMikeRussell. I really appreciate that. I don't think you realize actually how much getting a comment or a repost or something saying, hey, Mike, in this video, I found this really useful. That actually really encouraged me to do more of this stuff because it does take quite a lot of my bandwidth and quite a lot of my time to do these live streams, but I'm committed to try and do as many and as frequently as possible to keep you up to date with what I'm working on, but also the developments with AI. So if you do in any way find this particularly handy for whatever reason, whether you just picked up an idea or it's encouraged you in some way, do post at me. Let me know how you found it exciting, interesting, motivational, inspirational.